It's that time of year again. It's the new WWE 2K season, which means it's time to once again go persona hunting with WWE 2K25. Over the last few days, we've worked hard to unlock every single persona in the game to find out how to unlock them so we can make this complete guide for you. Like usual, we'll give each persona a difficulty rating out of 10, so let's get going with the first persona. The 2001 version of Booker T is back again in WWE 2K25, but his unlock conditions are different this time around. In WWE 2K24, you could just pull him in packs randomly. However, in WWE 2K25, you'll have to collect 5 different cards from the Legends pack that is currently up in my faction. You'll need to pull the following from packs: Stone Cold 97, Hulk Hogan, Wade Barrett, Roddy Piper, and Rick Rude. Once you have all 5 of these, you will then automatically unlock Booker 01 for use in all modes outside of my faction. This can end up being costly, but we have a good tip for anyone who has the Bloodline edition of the game. You'll have over 100,000 VC points, and with those points, you can buy at least 4 of the cards directly from the store. After that, you'll just need to grind a little bit, do a few live events, and you'll have enough points for that 5th card, and that will unlock Booker T 01. It's worth doing this method if you're looking for the most personas possible, as Booker T 01 will lead to another persona. If you don't have the Bloodline edition, then this could easily be a 6 out of 10 difficulty and costly. However, with the Bloodline edition, this becomes a 3 out of 10 at most. Like Booker T 01, the prototype John Cena is back once again in my faction as a persona card. Once you have that Booker T 01 card mentioned, you will need to go to the live events page and use that Booker T 01 card to start the live event called You're the Problem, where with Booker T you'll need to beat Shawn Michaels and complete the objectives within the match to be rewarded with the prototype. As of this video going up, you'll have 3 more weeks to get the card via the live event. After that, it's unknown if the card will appear again in the card market or future live events. It should be mentioned that the card never did appear in the card market in WWE 2K24, so this might be your only chance to get him. If we're going just off the match, this is a 2 out of 10 difficulty. The hardest part really is just getting the Booker T 01 persona. The match is nothing at all and can be completed easily. Next, we're going to jump into the Oddity persona cards currently in WWE 2K25. Now, before you start thinking these are going to be impossible to obtain like WWE 2K24, that's now changed with WWE 2K25. The odds of pulling an Oddity card in a pack has now jumped from less than 2% chance to 15 or 16% depending on if it's a basic or deluxe pack. So you can expect to see a lot more Oddity cards popping up when opening packs in my faction. So to get Elite Bray Wyatt, who is back from WWE 2K24 after first appearing in the Bray Wyatt Edition DLC, you will need the following Oddity cards: Firefly Funhouse Sweater, Lantern, Rocking Chair, the Fiend Mask, the Head Lantern. Moving over now to Elite Trish Stratus, who is also back after appearing late into WWE 2K24's My Faction. You'll need the following Oddity cards: Coach's Whistle, Cowgirl Hat, Leather Trench Coat, Thank You Trish T-Shirt, WWE Women's Championship. And lastly, to unlock the also returning from WWE 2K24 My Faction King Booker, you will need the following Oddity cards: Black Gloves, Grocery Card, King Booker Crown, Tactical Vest, WCW TV Championship. Overall, for all 3 Oddity personas, the difficulty of getting them can range based on your luck. You could be unlucky like us and pull the same oddities over and over and over again, rather than unique ones that are actually needed. It can happen. Even if you pull an oddity, it can appear over and over again and ruin that run of 5 that you need. If you have good luck, then this could be more of a 5 out of 10 difficulty compared to the 10 out of 10 in the WWE 2K24 ones. However, if you don't have great luck, then you could still be looking at around a 7 or 8 level of difficulty for each one. The remaining personas in WWE 2K25 can be found within the brand new World Tour mode within my faction. In this mode, you'll need to complete either 3 or 4 chapters within an area of the USA. Each chapter has 5 matches within to complete which ranges in match types and conditions. Some areas are more difficult than others, and it's advised to jump first into Orlando, as this is the easiest by far. To get the Kalani Jordan 23 Persona card, you'll need to complete the Orlando section within the World Tour mode in full. In total, you'll have to play through 15 matches, and this one is nice and easy with matches you'll beat in literally seconds. You shouldn't have too much difficulty here, and if you're looking for an easy and free Persona, then you should go right into World Tour and complete the Orlando section first to get yourself Kalani Jordan 23 with no real issues here. Honestly, this would be a 1 out of 10 difficulty, just a little grindy to do 15 matches, but there's literally nothing here that will have you stuck. That'll happen later on. Don't worry about that. Next up, you're going to want to move over to Philadelphia on the World Tour map to get RVD 97. It's a little bit harder than the Orlando section, but to be honest, nothing here screams super difficult. There's a ton of table matches within this section, so you'll have a chance to get some matches done in literal seconds here. 3 chapters, also once again, so only 15 matches to do here. Once you've got all of them done, you'll be rewarded with RVD 97. Once again, you're looking at around a 1 out of 10 difficulty here, just a grind to get through really. Next up, move over to Boston to get yourself the John Cena 10 Persona card. This one gets a little harder because it can be a serious grind to get through. For example, one of the chapters is literally playing a War Games match in every single match. So that's 5 War Games matches back to back. And if it all goes wrong and you lose, you'll have to go through the War Games matches again, which can take a while to get through with all the entrants. Nothing super hard overall, just a much bigger grind, so we'll go with a 2 out of 10 here just because the grind can be quite annoying. But upon beating Philly and Boston, you'll unlock Los Angeles. And you're going to want to do this one before jumping into Chicago, as there's a Roman Reigns card within that's unlocked when completing the reverse shot chapter. You'll need this card to get through Chicago, so once you've done that, we can jump to the next Persona in Chicago. To unlock CM Punk 10, you'll need to complete every chapter in the Chicago chapter. There can be some real tricky ones here, as the whole thing about this chapter is that CM Punk is controlling the matches and has some strict rules in place. In some chapters, you can't run, in some you can't use your best cards, and in others you can't use certain moves and such. It can be quite difficult when using your low gold cards against ruby cards, and you can easily end up losing some matches. But with enough tries, you should be able to get through it eventually. We're going to go with a tougher 4 out of 10 rating on this one. Upon unlocking CM Punk 10, you can now jump back to Los Angeles, as you have the card needed to do the final chapter to unlock the next Persona. To unlock Solo Sikoa in his red bloodline suit, you will need to finish that final chapter that couldn't be completed until we had the CM Punk 10 card needed. Overall, not as bad, especially if you use our tactic of using a My Faction card that has the Fire Up payback in the chapter that gives you unlimited payback moves. Spamming Fire Ups will give you 3 finishes in seconds, enough for a super finish if they have one, and you'll literally win some in seconds. Overall, about a 3 out of 10 for Solo in that red jacket. We left the Dallas area for later on, as you're going to need some Legends pack cards to even begin this area. This is why using your Bloodline Edition VC on buying Legends cards is the best play here, as you'll have the 3 Legends cards needed to begin these chapters. Overall, not too bad. The last chapter is all cage matches, which can be won quite quickly if you trick the AI to climb the cage whilst you exit the door. Some grind is within though, a few iron matches to do. Overall, about a 3 out of 10 here. And that's all the Personas unlocked within tours only. There's 2 other Personas you will get along the way, and these are gained by just completing each area and earning ARC cards. Simply to get Elite Rhea Ripley, you just need all 5 ARC cards that you get anyway when going through the Boston section to get John Cena 10. Just make sure you go and open the packs waiting for you, as you need the cards open from the reward packs for the unlock to actually happen. Like the Cena 10, it's automatically a 2 out of 10 here. Now this one is ridiculously hard, as you have to complete the New York chapter to get the ARC cards needed. The problem is the second chapter has some of the hardest matches we've ever played. Well, they were the hardest until we were informed of a great method to get through these matches. In these matches, you can't run, you can't do signatures or finishes, and it's almost impossible to get a pin or sub. Instead of going for a pin or sub, throw the ref into the corner, then throw your opponent into the ref. After 6 or so tries, this will cause a DQ. Trust us, do this, because we spent 2 hours trying to beat a match. Without this method, this would easily be a 10, maybe an 11. With the DQ method, it's around a 3 out of 10 to get this done. Like Sheamus 09 last year, you simply have to open my faction to unlock him. That's all. No strings attached. Just open it, open the free packs, and boom, you got yourself a suited solo for doing pretty much nothing. We'll give this one a 0 out of 10. And lastly, the final persona is Elite The Rock, which was in WWE 2K24 also. To unlock him, you have a limited time to get him via this locker code, Elite Rock 2K25. And that's all you need to do. 0 out of 10. If you do this, it could be a 10 out of 10 if you wait too long and it expires and never shows up again. Hopefully, it does via a live event if you can't buy the game just yet. And that was all 15 unlockable personas in WWE 2K25 so far. There'll be more incoming, so we'll make sure to keep you updated on all the unlock conditions for further personas in the game in the future. For now, we hope this guide helps you unlock all 15 current personas in the game. If this helped, then please do make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next video.